joined now by Dr. Rachel Schattman, who is a professor of sustainable agriculture at UMaine. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And I want to talk to you about your incredible research into blueberry production here in Maine, and also how climate change is playing a role. So first of all, give us a little bit of background on the state of blueberry production right now, and what are the current trends?
Absolutely. Well, blueberry production in Maine, as you know, is alive and doing quite well. Just last year, 2023, was a great growing year. There were just about 74 million pounds of blueberries harvested on just 47,000 acres of land. Climate change, as you mentioned, does impact the industry, though, quite a bit. So we are doing research to look at what the future effects might be on the industry.
And talking about maybe warming temperatures, how has your research indicated that those warming temperatures could have an effect on blueberry production? Absolutely.
Well, my research is ongoing, but we've had research in this area going on at UMaine for quite a few years. And what we can say is that parts of the state that are closer to the coast, which is where a lot of wild blueberry production happens, is warming faster than many other parts of the state and also faster than other parts of the country. A warmer and longer season has, of course, implications on the crop. So earlier springs are great in a lot of ways, but they also mean that flowers might come out earlier and they might get hit by frosts that happen, which can be very detrimental. However, on the other side, we might have a longer harvesting season in the fall. So there are some pros and some cons as well.
Interesting. And a business that many people are probably familiar with, UMaine's Blueberries,
Yes.
They've contributed to the research as well. Tell us about their gift to your research and how it's being used.
Absolutely. We are so grateful to the support of UMaine's. They made an incredible gift to the University of Maine Foundation last year, which has supported the development of the UMaine's Research and Innovation Center. It's located in Old Town, Maine, on one of the University of Maine Agriculture and Forestry Experiment Station farms. And what it has allowed us to do is transplant many different genotypes of berries into raised mounds, which we then alter the temperature and the precipitation patterns of to simulate end of the century conditions and current conditions as well, and see what happens to the plants.
Wow. Is there any potential for modifying blueberries? And I don't know if this is, a far-fetched idea, but potentially modifying them to be more resilient in the future.
Well, one of the very special things about wild blueberries is that they are incredibly genetically diverse, but they are not bred. There is no breeding program for wild blueberries. So really what we're looking at now is what type of resilience is already present in an incredibly genetically diverse population of plants that already exists.
Wow. And so looking to the future, what can growers do to help their crops that might be affected by these changes?
Well, one of the most challenging parts about climate change for our region is the increasing frequency of dry periods and droughts. We aren't faced with the same degree of drought as, say, the western United States, but it's still significant and it can still affect wild blueberries. Investing in irrigation and water source development are two very important things that growers can do. And the Maine Wild Blueberry Commission has put a lot of energy into helping growers start to develop these resources so that they can better manage their water, which I think is a key adaptation strategy.
Wonderful. And real quick, if people want to learn more about your research, where can they go?
Absolutely. We have websites at the University of Maine that point both to our work in our lab and the other work of great University of Maine researchers. University of Maine Extension has a very robust wild blueberry extension program led by Dr. Lily Calderwood, and she's a tremendous research. I would also be remiss if I didn't say that Wild Blueberry Weekend is coming up, and everybody should get out onto wild blueberry farms and eat a couple berries.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Rachel Schattman from UMaine. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Your full extended forecast is coming right up.